guess you're in a hurt. You think you can treat me like dirt and then get away with it, honey. Well, you got another thing coming now.
I want to welcome you back to the People Show, the Video Show. And you know I like to name my episodes, and the name of this one is The Game of Love. And I got someone here with me to kind of help me find my way through this game of love thing. Brother Edward Fairley, how you doing, brother?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I'm just glad to be here.
It's good to have you here, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Now, what I need you to do first is to let people know your credentials, who you are, what you do.
Honestly, I mean, I can go through, I'm a public speaker, I'm a published author on relationships, I'm a relationship coach, but ultimately I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher who has been gifted with the ability of simplifying the complex, and my topic of passion just happens to be relationships.
Gotcha.
And that's who I am.
Okay, well, what made you want to get in this field? What made you want to do the things you do? Because I mean, it seems like a job of passion type of deal. You got to have a love for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you use the word love. Love is what caused it, and ultimately, in my marriage, I'll actually be married for 11 years next month.
Nice.
Thank you. When we first started, the first year was great, but year 2 through 4 was, for lack of a better term, hell.
It be like that sometimes.
and interestingly enough, I happened to be a technician when I was in the first several years of my marriage, and as a technician, they teach you to start at the problem and work your way back to where it's good.
Right.
And I said, why not take that approach with my marriage? So I started where everything was bad, which was the marriage, and I worked my way back to the beginning of the marriage. And I had an epiphany, and I realized where we went wrong there, but I couldn't stop there. So I went to when we were in a relationship, and I realized where we went wrong in our relationship, but I couldn't stop there. So I took that information, then I went back to when we were dating, found out where we went wrong when we were dating, and I couldn't stop there.
Right.
So I actually had to go from when we were apart and when I was dating other people, and I found universal truths that I was able to practice and put into play to actually fix our marriage.
Right.
And ultimately become friends and fall in love all over again. And just to go from that dark place as a couple to where we ended up just absolutely loving each other, it was something that I wanted to share with the world.
That's awesome.
Which ultimately produced a book after I realized that the things that we found out that helped our marriage were universal to anyone, whether it be a race, creed, or whatever. And then I put it in book form to share with the world, and that's where everything took off.
I think that's awesome, first of all, because I don't want to hear nothing from nobody who hasn't been through what I'm going through. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You can't really have a testimony without the test, and you've
That's right.
obviously had
That's
the
right.
test. When saying that, counselors, a lot of times, especially these days, people are kind of scared of counselors, man.
Oh, yeah.
Why is that? Because you have some people, I ain't going to no counselor. Nobody tell me about who I am or who I'm dealing with. What is that about?
Well, first of all, people don't want people in their business, which
true.
is very understandable.
Yeah.
So you don't want people in your business, and then you don't want to be judged. Typically, people they feel judged when you telling somebody, and also when someone tells you to do something or that you need to get right. Typically, you reject it because they told you.
Right.
You're more receptive to an epiphany and making that cause a change as opposed to someone telling you what you
Right,
need
because
to
I'm a
do.
grown man. I ain't trying to get no other
Exactly.
grown man trying to tell.
And
Right.
there you go. Pride itself will make you feel like you know everything.
Right.
Which will prevent you from having a aha moment, if you will, or
Right.
opportunity to learn.
Right. Okay. Well, my next thing is looking at this society that we live in today. When it comes to love, love has seemed like it's become corny. It's become missing in a lot of ways. Divorce is up, marriage is down, domestic violence is up. It just seems like love is kind of taking a back seat, and even when it comes to the single people out there who aren't getting married, they just want to mingle. Yeah, they want to have sex, but nobody wants commitment. It just seems like nobody wants to have that bond or that person to have that walk with. Why do you think that this is happening right now?
Well, honestly, I think because people don't really understand what love is.
Okay.
So if you don't understand something, you just happen to call things that aren't.
Right.
What you call it. That's a big problem in itself. Honestly, in my experience and through my consultations, I'm realizing that people mix love and manipulation. And they think that the two are the same thing.
Yeah.
Good example of that is if you really love someone, there's no way that you can be disappointed by their response to your action toward them.
Gotcha.
Why I say that is because if I do something for my wife out of love, it's only to express love.
Right.
How she responds to it can't impact me because I wasn't looking for anything in the first place outside of trying to
I did it because I love her. Right.
Love.
Right.
But what I mean by manipulation is you get upset or frustrated at her response or lack thereof, or his response or lack thereof, because you did it
To get a certain response.
There you go.
I got you.
So
Yeah.
love is really a one-way street. It just looks like a two-way street when it's done right.
I want to get into what you're working on now to kind of take a different approach to counseling. What are you doing? And actually, after the break, we're going to actually show. I know what you're doing, but I wanted to tell the people. So after the break, we can take them into it.
Oh, perfect. Well, what I'm doing is, as we already discussed, people don't like to share their business. People have an issue with counselors sometimes, but I've found a solution for that as well. And also, people like to learn on their own.
Yeah.
So I can say that I came up with that,
Right.
if you will. So I've created a simulator that allows people to learn through dating, relationship, marriage, and self-counsel themselves so that they can improve their relationships and fail at relationships and learn from them to prevent them from having to do it in real life.
Awesome.
So through that, I've created a board game, which ultimately will be an app. But first, I needed to create it in a board game form before I spend thousands of dollars to give it to the people for free. I need to make sure that the people want it first.
A little beta testing type of deal.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So that's what I've been doing. I've actually taken a year and a half off of public speaking and consultation to do this, because this has just been heavy on my heart to do, to make me, for lack of a better term, omnipresent, if you will, to actually tap into the relationships and help those who need the help and want it, but don't want to tell people that they need it or want it.
That's an awesome concept, man, and I've seen it. It is ingenious. After the break, you're going to check it out and see a few people playing the game, see how they react to it, all right? This is the Vadio Show. Don't you touch that dial. We'll see you.
A message from one of our proud sponsors.
Live life well at the Myrtles at Old Town. Our spacious apartment homes offer luxury amenities with security access entry. Select homes offer washer and dryer, vaulted ceilings, private balcony or patio. And yes, we are pet friendly. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff will gladly walk you step by step through the process of finding a home that fits you perfectly. No matter the size, 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms, we can accommodate your needs. And while you stroll the property, stop by the clubhouse, where you'll have full access to the movie room, the workout room, the computer room, and much, much more. So whether you like the towers or our garden style, when you see what we have to offer, you'll want to make the Myrtles at Old Town your new home.
A message from one of our proud sponsors.
Hi, my name is Danita Hayes, Principal Broker of the Hayes Real Estate Team at HBM2. Looking to buy or sell? We can help. Here at the Hayes Real Estate Team, we work together to make sure you reach all of your home buying and selling goals. We partner with certified credit professionals and preferred lenders to make sure your dreams of homeownership come true. And when you're ready to make that next move, we can get your home sold quickly for you.
Hello, my name is Julian Hubbard, and the Hayes Real Estate Team was awesome. As a first-time homeowners, they helped me buy my first home.
The Hayes Real Estate Team, all we do is make moves for you.
A message from one of our proud sponsors.
Hello, 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 visionary leaders and go-getters.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It is the Maximize Life coaching and mentoring team, Lawrence and Tawana Golson.
5 minutes of focus.
5 minutes of focus. How you like us now? All right, our session for today, we're going to talk about self-acceptance. You know, we touched on self-discovery prior, and we're going to talk about self-acceptance now. And the bottom line is that you can only live long-term in your truth, not someone else's. So don't pattern. It's okay to have someone that you look up to, but don't pattern what you're going to do in your life after someone else. You have to live long term in your truth because you cannot do it any other way. What you got to say about that, Tawana?
Well, you know what? I get tired of people comparing themselves to other people. My hair's not as long as hers, my skin not as light as his, or my eyes are not this color, or I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too short, I'm too tall. Just comparing. I'm going to challenge you all today to compare yourself to yourself. Make yourself your biggest challenge. There's a saying, and we got it on our wall at home. It says, be yourself, everybody else is taken.
Everybody else is taken.
When you were brought here and placed in your earth suit, your DNA was made for you, just for you. The research says that everybody has a different set of fingerprints. Mm-hmm. So that means we're all put here to do something different. So be okay with you.
That's powerful. That is powerful. Did you hear her? Be okay with being you. Everyone else is taken. The power in being you goes back to in business. If you want someone to come to your business, whether it's a retail or what have you, they have to have a reason to come back. We all deal with this. What is your you factor? They need to know the real you in order to say, you know what, I like the way Tawana does that. You know, I like the way Tawana has her shoes boutique set up, and I want to buy shoes from her because the culture makes me feel important. You know, and that's the underlying or byproduct of self-discovery is foundation in ego, and we're going to deal with ego in a whole nother segment because ego is good and is not so good depending on how it's used in your life. But the power in self-acceptance is the power of freedom to be able to walk in your truth.
Yeah. You know, I coach many businesses, and some of the businesses that I coach, they are in the same field set, so they're technically competitors. But when we meet, we talk about how we can work together being competitors, but also being supporters of each other because everybody has a different niche. Right. And that's what it's all about. When you accept yourself, find out what is it good about you. Instead of comparing yourself to other people, or instead of saying, I don't measure up to this, or I don't have this, I don't have this, start looking at yourself in the mirror and says, well, what do I have? Well, what do I bring to the table? You know? So that's what we do.
I like it. I like it. And you're right, Tawana, because I've sat in on several of her sessions, and when she's dealing with folks who work in the same field or same category, she does a great job of creating a culture where they kind of, what we call cross-function. I am good in this, although we're doing the exact same thing, but you do it in a different way. Maybe you offer a bilingual approach to it that I may not necessarily have. So only can you network truthfully when you know yourself and you can present the real you to the people you're trying to network with. So this is the way she creates the culture for her mentoring group is pretty much a networking opportunity, and I can't refer people to you if I don't know who the real you are. So stop sending me your representative self. Be professional, but send me the real you, because I can only refer people to the real you.
Just accept yourself.
That's it.
Again, living your truth and not somebody else's. So we just want to thank you for listening to us again in our 5 minutes of focus. Tune in next week, same time.
Yes. Hopefully this is helping you. I know it is. I know it is. I feel like this is the romper room. I see Ben, I see John, I see Jerry.
silly.
But no, truthfully, you guys, we're enjoying this time with you. We hope you're enjoying this time with us. The Maximize Life Coaching and Mentoring Team, Lawrence and Tawana. We look forward to seeing you at our next session. And remember that you were made for more. We see you in success.
Let's do business.
Let's do business.
All right, so before we start, let me give you a quick explanation on how the game works. Everybody's going to choose a piece. Everybody, as you can see, the different pieces are in the center at single where everybody begins. So just choose whatever piece you're gonna play with. I'm going to take the black piece. She's going to take fuchsia. Got white. By default, he got the light blue. Perfect. All right, so this is how the game plays. As you can see, every section has a different deck of cards. This is the dating phase. This is the relationship phase, and this is the marriage phase. Ultimately, you want to get to that phase, which is happily ever after. As you can see, it's not connected to any of these pieces that lead you back to single because it's separated. Everything else, marriage, relationship, dating phase, these all can lead you back to single. So we want to get off of the place that can lead you back to single. You want to get the happily ever after, which basically means all the information and wisdom that you gain from this educates you enough to where divorce or going back to single is not an option once you get there. So that's the object of the game. So the way that you play is everyone starts as single. So everybody starts in the single phase. And then we shuffle these cards right here, which are called the non-negotiable list of must-haves. And while they're face down, you grab your card, I'll grab mine, and you grab yours. This is a list. It's called a non-negotiable list of must-haves. You can flip it and look at it. This is a list to teach those who are dating that you are supposed to have a list of characteristics and quote-unquote non-negotiable list of must-haves that you're looking for a person when you're getting into a relationship. So oftentimes we look for a person that we have no idea what they look like. The reason why a police officer, if your child is missing, asks for a picture is so that they can know who they're looking for. Yet people are dating blindly, not even knowing what they're looking for, wondering why they end up with the wrong person. So you should have a list. So ultimately, when it becomes an app, when you're in a dating phase, this list is going to pop up so that you know what you should be looking for while you're dating and checking this off as you date to figure out if you find the person that you're looking for. So that's who you'll try to end up being with at the end of the game. So know your non-negotiable list. Now, everybody starts in single. We'll roll a die, and then you'll start from the dating phase, and you'll move around according to what the roll is on the die. From there, the game is pretty self-explanatory. When you land on dating scenario or relationship scenario or marriage scenario, that's where you pick from the different decks, and you figure out what your fate is. Sometimes you'll get to make the decision yourself. The card will make the decision, or the roll of the die is going to make the decision as to where your fate is. You do not advance to another level unless the game tells you to advance. If you make it around an entire circle, that just means you've dealt or had all those experiences in 1 year in that particular phase. So if you're in a dating phase and you make it all the way around, you just made it a year, and that's all the stuff that you experienced in that year. You don't advance again unless the landing space says so, the roll of the die says so, or the card says so. Everybody got it? Mm-hmm. Well, let's play. So the way that we figure out who goes first is we all roll a die. Whoever has the highest number is the one that goes first, and then everyone clockwise goes from that person. All right, so I'll roll first and see. 2, you roll. All right. 5. 2. 2. So you go first, and then we'll go that way. Okay? 3. So you take your piece and you move 3 paces. 1, 2, 3. And it says, since he can't from there read it, could you read it for him?
You're content with being single.
You're content with being single, so you roll again. 1. You hate being alone. Back to single. So you go back to single. Your roll. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You hate being alone. Back to single. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You share your non-negotiable list of must-haves with your date. Lose 2 times.
Lose 2 turns. So this is the non-negotiable list. Basically, which I'll explain just for time purposes, but you would learn as you play the game. Basically, somebody that you were dating asked you, well, what are you looking for in a man? And you've just ran your laundry list on. That allowed that person to act that way to win you over and get what they want, even though they weren't who you're really looking for. So they'll fall into, whether they're a good person or a bad person, they'll act that way to win you over. And instead, and as time goes by, you'll eventually see who they really are, and that's when you're saying, well, what happened? You used to be a certain way. No, they were the way that you told them to be because you gave them the secret to your heart.
Welcome, Hampton Roads, to another episode of Mind Your Business. I'm your host, Bert Bergen, and today we're visiting the beautiful Sweet Teas restaurant located in downtown Norfolk, Virginia. And with me today, I have Crystal, one of the managers here at Sweet Teas, and also the culinary genius behind the Sweet Teas Southern Cuisine, Chef Ron. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, share with Hampton Roads, what's some of the history behind Sweet Teas?
Sweet Teas is a family-owned restaurant. It originated from Richmond, Virginia. The owners are Tia and Louis Asare.
Okay.
His wife, which is Tia, she's originally familiar with the area, from Hampton Roads. She graduated from Norfolk State. So that was one of the reasons why this location here on Granby Street came into play. The one in Richmond has actually been open for 2 years.
Okay.
Us on Granby Street, we're sort of a newer location.
Okay.
Our year mark will be January 31st.
Okay, awesome. And it seems like, because this is actually my 3rd time visiting you guys, and it seems like Hampton Roads has really embraced Sweet Teas. And it doesn't seem like it's hard because you guys have been able to do 2 things very well, it seems like to me. You've taken a great atmosphere. I mean, if you look around the place, it's beautiful in here. And you've taken Southern cuisine and you've brought it together. So that to me, you guys have been able to do that well. So how has Hampton Roads embraced Sweet Teas in your mind?
I think Hampton Roads has embraced Sweet Teas very well. Like I said, we haven't even been on Granby Street a year, and we're already in our 2nd location.
Wow.
So when we opened the doors at our previous location, business has been booming ever since.
That is awesome. Ron, anything you'd like to add, Chef Ron?
I'd just like to add that to the fact that we have a great culinary team, and we all work hard together. And Mr. Asare had brought this idea to us, and we just implemented the entire culinary thing together, and we just work very hard at it, and we just does it with passion.
Right.
You know.
Awesome. So what can your customers expect when they come to visit Sweet Teas?
They can expect a great Sweet Teas experience. Okay. We're not just selling soul food. It's like we're selling a brand, Sweet Teas.
Right.
They can expect great customer service, excellent food, and just great ambiance, just a whole experience as a whole.
And where can you be, and where are you located?
Sweet Teas is located downtown Norfolk at 411 Granby Street.
Okay.
We're right beside Plaza Azteca.
Okay, awesome. Okay, there you have it, Hampton Roads. Again, Mind Your Business is on scene visiting Sweet Teas. Beautiful place. Again, they've been able to take Southern cuisine and marry that with a great atmosphere, as you can see. And so if you're looking for a great meal, you're looking for a great environment to have your party or just lunch or dinner with the family, please come on down to 411 Granby Street and visit Sweet Teas. Again, this is Bert Bergen with Mind Your Business. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Quincy Carr, entrepreneur, national comedian, actor, and a network personality for Greater 24. Since 2010, I've presented audiences with my brand of all fun, no filter, clean adult comedy with the Quality Comedy Series. Whether you catch me live on stage, on the big screen, or on TV. Remember, comedy is funny to some, but quality comedy is an experience we can all enjoy. I'm okay. Is that a keeper?
Yep, we're good.
Someone once said, getting there is half the fun. From downtown to Old Town. Go Past 365 connects you to entertainment, restaurants, friends. Go Past 365. Find out more at gopast365.com.
So my roll, I roll a 6. I just talked a bit about you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We lose 2 turns together. I've shared my non-negotiable list of must-haves with my mate or with the date, so I lose 2 turns. So now it's your turn, sir. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dating scenario. So you pick from the dating phase. You read your scenario out loud.
When you're dating, you're sincerely looking for your other half. Because you're looking for someone to complete you since you don't feel whole. Back to single, dating before you're whole can make you desperate and willing to do anything for the person you're dating who seems to have what
you lack and feel you need. So basically, you hear a lot of people say, hey, that's your, I met your, where's your other half? And I get on people real quick. That's not my other half. My wife is not my other half. She's my other whole. She was whole before she came to me. I was whole before I left. That implies if we leave, I'm not whole now. No, I'm whole before she's here, and she was whole before I met her. You don't want to think that someone is completing you because then you'll try to do whatever it takes to feel complete. So you want to be whole before you date as opposed to trying to find somebody to be whole. Oftentimes people think that they're looking for somebody to make them happy. You should be happy before you get to somebody.
Absolutely.
So again, the game will teach you more, but for the sake of time, whenever there's a teachable moment, I'll take advantage of it.
Okay.
6.
You stuck with us.
So we all lose 2 turns. It's his turn because we lose. So this is our first turn that we lost. 1. We all go. So now you go because it just defaults back to everybody going. 3. Which, oh, you got 1, 2, 3. Dating scenario.
Moving too fast in the dating phase, your rush expression and act of love cause the other person to distrust the authenticity of your feelings and would rather you behave this way with every person you date. Back to single, take your time. Take time to figure out why. Take time to figure out what you really what you're really looking for in a mate, so you'll approach dating in the future patiently and intentionally.
Okay. So basically, you ever had that person that that's like, man, I love you. It's like, we only been together for a week. How you love me or whatever. So basically, that will cause me or another person to say, well, you love me that fast. I wonder how many other people you just loved from 2 dates or whatever. So that kind of causes them to question whether you're authentic or not. So
Because this game is so realistic.
It is. 2. 1, 2. Oops, you're having a baby.
That's so realistic. Man.
My roll. 1. Oops. I've been stood up. So is your roll. 2. Oops, you're having a baby. At 13, I'm telling your mother.
And you are the father.
Exactly. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dating scenario.
Oh my goodness.
You act differently than who you really are to win the hearts of people you're dating. Back to single. Acting differently to win someone over is a sign of low self-esteem, and feeling that the way that you are is not good enough for someone to like you. Work on your self-esteem before you begin working on someone else.
So, I'm sorry. Were they supposed to be going back to single when the card said go back to single?
Yes.
Oh,
You go back to single.
go back
right back in the center.
Don't be mad
It's-
if you had a baby.
3. 1, 2, 3. Blind date goes wrong. Experienced that before. 2. 1, 2. Dating scenario for me. All right. Believing that your happiness is dependent on whether you're a part of a couple, you rush too quickly into relationships that result in undesirable outcomes. Back to single. Take time to find happiness within. So that's what I was talking about earlier. So we would eventually learn from it anyway.
Oh, wait.
Is your-
No,
oh,
I
you-
was giving you that. You could.
Says, you are not happy unless you are with someone. Lose a turn. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You hate being alone. Back to single. Oh my God. 2. 1, 2. Dating scenario. All right now.
All right now. Bullheaded thinking and control issues show in your interactions. When you're controlling and disrespectful of the other person's thoughts and opinions, this person will not want to be with you in the future. Lose a turn. Take time to work on the insecurities that keep you from accepting and respecting other people's viewpoints. Wow. Don't.
2. 1, 2. To win people over, you act like someone you're not. Lose 2 turns. We just had the issue with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's on.
It's on you.
I thought
You
he
lose a
lost
turn, so it's your turn.
Okay.
6.
I'm back, right?
Nah, you're not back, but you.
I'm back to this
Losing
one.
2 turns.
Yeah, I lost 2 turns.
Now, what I love about what you just said is evidence that people start to learn from the game.
Right.
Because you start memorizing where you landed and you tripped up before. So that's just like in real life. You tripped up there, you kind of remembered this and you prevent yourself from doing it again. So you knew around that area, that number, that's where you slipped up last time. So here, you shared your non-negotiable list with the female. And that's why you lost 2 turns.
I lost a turn.
You lost a turn? And where am I? I lost 2 turns, so it's your turn. 3. 1, 2, 3.
You're in tune with yourself. Roll again.
Roll again. 1.
Back to single.
You have a low self-esteem. Back to single.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, you lost 2.
I lost 2 turns.
I lost 1.
You're on.
Okay, I'm good.
3. 1, 2, 3. Dating scenario. I promise they're not all bad.
The person you're dating never does what he or she says he or she is going to do, and you stay attracted to the person of what might happen if your date follows through. Click yes to advance with the illusion of this person to relationship, or click no to save yourself and go back to single.
Remember, this is going to eventually be an app. So when it says click yes, you would actually say, yes, I want to go into a relationship with a person that does not follow through what they say they're going to do. So you chose to go back to single.
Absolutely. Been there, done that. I'm going to be single.
See what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right, so it's your turn, or did you lose it? You only lost 1 turn, right?
Yeah, he just lost 1.
Okay, so your turn. 3. So that was my second turn that I lost. You are content with being single. Roll again. 3. You share your non-negotiable list of must-haves with the person you're dating. Lose 2 turns.
I think it's my second one.
Is your second loss? All right,
Oh,
so
okay.
she went back to single. 2. 1, 2. Uh-oh. To win people over, you act like someone you're not. Lose 2 turns, which typically, if you go back to single, you start getting kind of desperate and doing whatever it takes to get the person. It's just real life. 4. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I share my non-negotiable list of must-haves with someone, so I lose 2 turns. 6.
Fingers crossed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Babysitter canceled on you. Maybe that was your baby.
Probably.
That she-
I think I lost a turn. Oh, I lost 2 turns.
Yeah, so I lost 2. I just got to lose 2 turns, so you just lost 2 turns, so we
you
back.
get to go
He gets to
again.
go again. 3. 1, 2, 3. Someone is what you're looking for in a mate, but you're not what that person is looking for in a mate. Oftentimes we get so caught up in what we found, we don't think about they're looking for somebody too. So they got a non-negotiable list, just like you got a non-negotiable list. So, is this your second roll?
second one.
This is my second go. Is your turn? Not yet. Oh, it's his second, so he gets to go, and then we all get to go again. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dating scenario.
Uh-oh.
It's your first time meeting the family, mother, father, children, loved ones, etc., of the person you're dating, and the way that your date speaks to and treats them is far from loving and pretty disrespectful. Click yes if you would think the person will never treat you that way and advance to the relationship, or click no, go back to single.
What you gonna do?
Say yes. Say yes.
So they treat their family members, children, or whoever you saw them with very disrespectful.
I can rock with that.
You gonna go? All right, so you go into a relationship. All right, cool.
But she ain't gonna do it to me.
Okay, that's what a lot of
You
people
know.
think. The game might say otherwise. 1, 2.
I had another
Oops,
baby.
she had another baby.
That's about right now.
She moved my foot.
He's like,
I already got a kid. Don't be trying to
I
make.
had to. Oh, I didn't
okay,
have a baby.
Oh,
Wait a
she didn't
minute,
have a baby.
wait.
Okay.
I'm still going back
She
to
hate
single.
being alone though. She's
should've
going
had
back
that
to 4. Oh, where am I? I moved you.
Yeah, you
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You've been moving.
Oh, you in a relationship?
Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't know what you want in a mate. So
I thought
basically,
your
I don't know what
negotiable
this.
was this.
Huh?
Yeah, I thought your negotiable was what you want in a mate.
Exactly. So I don't know this yet.
Oh.
That's what the game is telling me.
Okay.
So nothing happens, but I just 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blind date goes wrong. You're old. You're in a relationship phase, so this is where you pick from now. 3. 1, 2, 3.
Says you keep your options,
Your opinions.
and feelings to yourself to keep the,
The
peace to avoid hurting your mate's feelings.
So basically, which is very typical of people, they to prevent hurting their feelings. Oh, to
No, not you.
prevent,
I'm talking about her.
Oh, to prevent hurting somebody's feelings
looking at me
in their
like-
relationship, they won't tell them the truth.
Right.
And a lot of people say, okay, they think I'm trying. You're trying to keep the peace, but if you have a war within because you're tired of her or him doing what it is that's frustrating you, you're not helping anything. Not to mention, you're not giving him or her the opportunity to fix what's bothering you because you never said anything. All right, so it's your role. Is now your turn. 1. All right, dating scenario. Let's see.
The person you're dating can't seem to keep his or her cell phone on and keeps needing help with a utility bill or two, but always has the latest expensive shoes and apparel. You can advance the relationship with this person by pressing yes, or save yourself and go back to single by pressing no. Because I've seen this before. I'm going to be single.
Great. Well, it's not great that you're headed back to single, but it's great that you've learned something in life that allowed you to make a great decision on the game. And actually, I think that's a great place to wrap it up. But this is eventually going to be, or ultimately going to be in the form of an app, a free app for all of you all to play it yourselves, so that you can get your own self-counseling and do the things or have the same experiences that we've had here to prevent us from having to experience it in the real world. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to get in touch with Edward Fairley. If you needed services, counseling, or anything, get in touch with him. But most importantly, we want you to go to the link that he provided and make this experience an app, all right? Progress is the process, and a lot of people need it in their relationships. This is the video show. This is the Game of Love. My brother Edward Fairley, and we'll talk to you next time.
Take care. Okay.